This is me, Jessica. I was adopted from Russia, Irkutsk, Russia. And I was in an orphanage with a whole bunch of other kids that needed help.
They showed us a picture of Jessica, and we fell in love with her right away. And then we followed up on that, and we sought out the adoption, and we adopted both Jessica and another little boy, now our son Joshua, from that same orphanage. Our whole family lives in this house, and it's in Baltimore County, and that's in Maryland, in the United States.
We've been married 27 years. So we lived in 2 other houses before we moved here. But we've lived here since Jess and Josh came. They've always been in this house. They haven't been in another home.
So my parents have lived in this house for 20 years. I've lived in this house for, I think, 14 years.
We don't know anything about her parents or why she was born with a disability, but she was born without fibulas in her lower legs.
Stand up for Grandma. Look at her, look at her, look at her walking on them. Come here.
And she didn't really have any heel bone or ankle structure. Most of the bones in her feet were missing. So we went to a lot of specialists and considered a lot of things, and we really opted for an amputation.
This is me in the hospital after they amputated my legs.
Other maybe milestones in her life, I mean, you know, learning to walk when she was 18 months old. She didn't walk until then.
This is Jessica with one leg on and one leg off. She's taking them off because they're making her legs sore. Here she is, show me them leggers. Pull your dress up, let me see.
Hey Grandma, say hi.
Say hi, Grandma.
Say hi.
So learning to walk, at first she had casts on her legs with little poles and little feet, and she started walking with those within a few days. That was probably the first time she walked.
These are her first steps with her new leggers. Isn't she wonderful? Look at this girl. She's doing a great job, girlie. She's bringing me a drink.
And then she had a little walker that she walked around with, and then she was able to get rid of the walker. We realized Jessica's determination, maybe from the beginning, but especially after she learned to walk.
You are so good, Jess.
Oh, Jess, you are something else, girl. Oh, boy.
Because she would just try to do everything on her own, and she wouldn't even want to take our hand.
3, go.
I think it looks cute. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like looking at myself when I was little and seeing like my legs and how I used to walk when I was younger. I think that's fascinating to see.
Wave hi to me. Say hi.
Hi.
I think it's interesting because I look so determined in the videos and I didn't want to give up.
Come on. There we go. Stand up and do it. Do a tumble salt.
She's got to think about it a minute.
That was just a sign of what was to come. You know, she was just determined to do everything on her own, and she didn't want to have anybody pass her by. You know, she wanted to do everything our other children did. She wanted to do everything her friends did.
I guess my disability helped me be determined. I mean, it's my personality. Like, I hate losing. I hate giving up. I'm going to try my hardest and I'm not going to give up. That's my personality.
She did always love to swim. She learned how to swim over her grandparents' house, and she enjoyed going in their pool. So at 10 years old, we signed her up for an age group swim team, and then she would compete against the 9 and 10-year-olds on that team.
This is me at my first swim meet, one of my first swim meets. This is me and my coach.
I've had the opportunity to be Jessica Long's coach since she started swimming 5 years ago.
Go, Jess. Her left arm is swinging around, and I like it to be a nice high elbow. Her stroke is nice and smooth like it was in the last 100. She looks really good.
As an athlete, Jessica portrays, a lot of determination, motivation, willingness to achieve her goals and do whatever it takes to reach them. So she's pretty determined in practice. She's pretty committed to her training.
She did very well, and she practiced very hard. She was always the first one in the pool, the last one out of the pool, and she concentrated a lot on her technique and her strokes and her practices, and she was eventually able to not only keep up with the other children her age, but actually pass them and start winning the races.
It is a swim, it is not a drill.
She does have a disadvantage when it comes to the flip turns. She doesn't have the legs, so she doesn't have to push off the wall. And what you'll typically see with Jess is not only on the disadvantage for the turns, but also the starts. So at the beginning of the race, she's diving in behind everyone else, and she's having to catch that up. And typically she's caught up by the first 25, and then she goes into the turn and does come out behind them, but she catches it up again. There is a big progression back in 2004, before the Paralympics.
I really don't care if it's first, silver, or gold. I just want to get in the finals. This is me winning my 5 gold medals at Paralympic trial. And it took me 2 years to get there, from first starting to learn the stroke. And when I got there, I wasn't expecting to win any medals. I was the youngest in the whole thing. I was the youngest Paralympic athlete to make the team.
Jessica had 4 brothers and sisters go to Athens with her, and she had 3 grandparents, and both parents and even her prosthetist went to Athens to cheer her on.
I'm very blessed to have my family. There's so many of them, which is great. But I love how my little sisters like to cheer me on before I swim.
We just stand there and we're all just like, go Jess!
Thanks to her adopted parents, Jessica Long, in lane number 4, your top qualifier in the women's 100-meter freestyle. She goes up against Karen Or-Leibovich from Israel, the current world record holder and the 2000 Paralympic champion in this event. Surprisingly, Jessica Long a little bit further back than perhaps she would like at the turn. It's Or-Leibovich of Israel out in front, her split 33.16, and she seems to almost be extending her lead. Jessica Long at this point really has her work cut out for her. She's only been swimming for 2 years, but already showing the tenacity that world champions need. About 25 meters to go. Or-Leibovich from Israel. Jessica Long putting in some huge strokes towards the finish. Jessica Long is going to have to extend for the wall. She does it! A Paralympic Games record. A new record for Jessica Long, the 12-year-old from the USA. 1:09.
My first race, I ended up winning a gold medal. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually good. I never thought of myself as good. I just thought of myself as loving to swim. After the entire Paralympics was over for 2004, I came home with 3 gold medals, a relay and another gold medal in the 400-meter IM, 400-meter freestyle. I mean, you're so happy that you want to cry. It's not really a feeling I can express. I mean, you would have to stand there and just finish that race and feel the pain that I did and realize that, all those practices that you did is now paid up. To win one of these, you have to be first in the world, and I didn't realize that, I could do that, and it was a shock to me, and I'm very proud of these medals.